Don't mute me.
In our fast-paced and busy lives, it's easy to forget the importance of taking care of our well-being. With our day-to-day routines, stresses, distractions, commitments, and responsibilities, oftentimes our own personal wellness is put on the back burner. Over time, the lack of attention to ourselves can lead to an unbalanced and often unhealthier state. But what if we told you that the key to a healthier, more balanced life lies in the power of frequency? Frequency refers to the rate at which something vibrates or oscillates. It's all around us, in nature, in the sounds we hear, and even within our own bodies. Research has shown that everything in the universe has its own unique frequency, and our bodies are no exception. When our bodies are in a state of balance, our cells vibrate at their optimal frequencies, promoting wellness and vitality. So how can we tap into the power of frequency for our own personal wellness? It's simpler than you might think. I would like to introduce you to iTeracare, the first terahertz frequency device for personal home use. With its powerful 3-in-1 core technologies, iTeracare stands alone. After being suppressed for nearly a century, frequency therapy is becoming a non-chemical, non-invasive way to care for our bodies in the new era of self-care. In our rapidly changing world, we are the next generation of healers, bringing the human body back to its natural state of homeostasis. People around the world are discovering that when the body receives the same vibration as healthy human cells, incredible things happen. No wonder terahertz has been pinned as the light of life and God's waveband. What did the world-renowned inventor Nikola Tesla say about energy?
If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration.
We don't need energy. We are energy. And terahertz is the same frequency as healthy human cells. When we align our frequencies, we unleash the true potential of our well-being. Tens of thousands of customers from over 50 countries worldwide have experienced positive results by using this simple, portable device, and now you can too. iTeracare is taking the world by storm. Step into the future, join the terahertz movement, and give your body its best life.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. You might be surprised why am I on this Zoom, but welcome everyone. Welcome back to our Prive Deep Dive, and I'm stepping up for Mr. Mugi because he is currently traveling now. So I hope you all don't mind to see me here with Dato Soma tonight. Anyway, it's always such a joy to gather together every Tuesday night to learn, to be inspired and also to discover more ways how we can take care of our health and well-being with the powerful tools that Prive has given us, especially the iTeracare. So now tonight's session is extra special. We all know that iTeracare device has been a true blessing in our journey towards wellness. But sometimes we find ourselves wondering, am I using it the right way or can I do more to maximize its effects? Are there best practices for certain conditions, whether physical or emotional? This is exactly what is all about tonight. We are going to dig deeper into practical and holistic ways to make iTeracare work for you no matter what stage your journey, the journey you are in. And to guide us with all these, we have someone with us who has been part of Prive's story from the very beginning. I would like to introduce to everyone our special guest this Tuesday, none other none other than our group product advisor, Dato Soma Sundram, or simply called Dato Soma, as most of us fondly call him. He has been with Prive International and, the product advisor for iTeracare since the very start, contributing to the design, the protocols and, all the whatnots of iTeracare. Hold on, let me just mute everyone so that we are not going to be distracted, especially later when Dato Soma starts to discuss our topic for tonight. Okay, so he has been, serving or with Prive International since then when we started, and he got this hands-on experience in, handling people worldwide on how to use iTeracare effectively. His passion for wellness combined with deep knowledge of both physical and psychological health made him one of the most trusted advisors in our community in Prive International. So tonight we're truly blessed to have Dato Soma. Without further ado, let us warmly welcome Dato Soma Sundran. Dato, good evening. The floor is yours.
Good evening, May. It's a pleasure to be here. First of all, good evening and greetings to each and everyone from around the world. I can see from so many countries today. It's a real pleasure. And it's been some time since I actually went on Zoom because now I'm doing a lot of Zooms specifically for certain countries and also a lot of physical presentation. Can you hear me, May? Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you, Dato.
Yeah. I think you need to mute some more
Yes, that's
people who are
already
coming in. Yes.
okay.
Okay. So now basically, now what we discussed with Mugi is have a lot of question and answers because I'm sure there are lots of people who have got lots of questions they want to ask. But before I go on to that, maybe I will just start up with something where many people, I mean, they have it within their hands, but unfortunately, they are not using it. And so, unfortunately, they are letting their health slip away. So, today I shall talk about something a little bit different. It is not really on the device itself, but as more as to the water, all right, because nobody speaks about the water actually. So today we shall speak a little bit about the water so that you know exactly what you're getting when you are getting at using this water. So if you don't mind, I will pull up what do you call it, a PowerPoint. Just a moment. Okay, do you see it? Can you see it?
Yes, Dato.
Good. Okay, let me see. I have to clear off some people with just one moment. Okay, now I can go in. All right. Okay, is it in? Can you see me now on the screen?
Yes,
Can,
Dato.
oh, good. Okay, now today's topic basically is going to be about the amazing power of water, right? So, how water is actually able to heal people, how people are making a recovery just by using the water. And this power of the water, not many people are telling you. So, many people are actually losing their health just by not drinking the water. All right. So today we shall see about how water keeps your body running. Okay. So we can have the questions at the end of it. Please ask anything you want, but just let me run through and we can continue from there. Okay. First of all, the water is your body's essential element and it's more than just a drink. Many people think that the water which they drink is just to run the body, all right? And then it's just to quench the thirst. But it's definitely much more than that, much more than you think. Now let's see. The first one is it is one of the most critical nutrients. People are looking at nutrition, people are looking at nutrients, and they're looking for everything outside there. When you have the water at home and which you're not using it, it should be a first supplement. When you compare it to all the nutrition out there, the water should be your first supplement. When you wake up in the morning, you should be drinking it. When you're sleeping, you're going to sleep. An hour before that, you should be drinking. All right. And I will just guide you along as we go along. All right. Now, it makes up about 60% of your total body weight. That's a lot. Okay. So it should be 60%, but not many people are bringing it up to 60%. And then is involved in nearly every single bodily function, which means that basically your body uses the water to function. And when you have less water in your body, almost all your functions in the body are going to slow down. Okay. And now we are going to see where your body's water lives or stays and where it is distributed, right? Now, first of all, inside your cells, you have 60% of the water and it is called intracellular fluid. And outside your cells, there is 40%, which is called extracellular fluid. Now, let us just talk a little bit about the intracellular and extracellular. Now, when you drink, you want the water to go into your cells. And what's happening is, presently, the present water which you're drinking, not all the water is getting into the cells. So what happens is the intracellular fluid is not at its maximum. So when it's not at maximum, people are having problems with the functioning of their cells because inside the cell, they've got something called a cytoplasm. And that cytoplasm is about 70-80% water. The plasma is water, and it needs that high hydration to function properly. Now, outside your cells, you have 40% extracellular fluid. So now when it goes beyond the 40%, that means something is wrong. Your cells and your tissues are not able to manage it. And that's where people have, the swelling of the feet in most cases, and lots of problems they run into. All right. So when you look at it, the blood plasma also needs that water. So when you're not drinking the water, the blood plasma has a problem flowing forwards. All right. So that's one of the reasons why many people have high blood pressure. And then you have fluid between the cells, right? You also have fluid between the cells and your spinal fluid, joint fluids. They all depend on the water which you drink. Now, many people have spinal problems. After some time, they are telling you they have problems at the back. My spine is, painful, and the cushion is not strong. And then I've got thinning discs. I got a bulging disc. I've got herniated disc. I got all kinds of problems. The very simple fact is that the water is the one which is holding the spine, the turgidity, the strength of the spine is the amount of water which is in the spine. So when you're not drinking the water, the spine is not as strong as it is, and you're running into problems. Similarly, with your joints, the joints need the fluid. Basically, your synovial fluid, they need the water to function effectively. And when you don't drink that water, then your synovial fluid becomes lesser and your cartilage comes together, and then you start having problems. You have the pain. So when you start drinking again, then you see big changes. So that's how people are now getting rid of their problems. Now, as you can see here, 60% is intracellular fluid, 40% is extracellular fluid. So you have to bring up that water intake to match this. The next thing is, if you look at the human body, the brain is 75% water, blood is about 83% water, and the heart is 79%, the bones are 22%, the muscles are 75%, the liver is 86%, and the kidneys are 83%. Now, if you look at this, all these are vital organs of the body. And most people have problems in these areas. They have problems with their muscles, they have problems with their liver, with their kidneys, with their heart, with their blood, with their brain. Now, if you look at it, the very simple thing is to understand that they need that water getting into them. Only then they can function effectively. And if you do not bring that water into them, then they're going to give you problems. Now, many people nowadays very easily are getting strokes. What's the problem with that? It basically means at the brain level, you need 75% water, and you're not getting that percentage of water into your head, into your brains. And that is where you're running into problems. So drink. When you drink, you're solving a lot of problems for yourself. Okay? Now, the master delivery system for transporting life's essentials uses water. Now, when you look, the main component of blood is 92% water. And if you look, it delivers oxygen to all the cells. Now, if it is you're drinking less water, it is unable to deliver the oxygen to all the cells. And that's where the cells now are unable to function properly. The cells need that oxygen. Without that oxygen, they cannot function. It's like you light a fire. The fire goes off if there is no oxygen. Similarly, the cells, they do not function when there's no oxygen. And the delivery mechanism is water. Now, the next thing is it carries nutrients from the food. We are eating all kinds of food. We are looking at supplements. We spend so much money on supplements. And we are trying to bring that nutrient into our body. But unfortunately, you spend so much on the nutrients, on the supplements, but you do not do the simple thing, which is drinking water, because the water is the one which is going to carry it all around your body. It needs to have the water there as the transport system to bring it into the tissues. Now, the other thing is it transports hormones throughout your body. Now, the hormones are signals from the body, from the brain, regulating the body. Now, for example, if there is too much water in the body, the brain gives a signal to the bladder saying that now you have to release some water. Then you're going to run to the toilet to go and pee. If it says there's not enough water, so please keep that water in the body so you do not pee, you do not sweat. So how does that work? It works when there is water to carry the hormones throughout the body, to bring it to areas where they need those signals to function. So when you do not have the water in the body, they do not function effectively. The next thing is, you look at this, the breakdown of the extracellular fluid. Okay, you can see here interstitial fluid and blood plasma takes about 75% of it, where 92% of blood is water. And the next thing is, if you look at this, now the lungs, they bring in oxygen. The gut supplies you the nutrients. And then they go, the heart sends it through the blood system. You have the venous system and the other one, uh, I forgot suddenly. Anyway, they have two systems. One is going into the heart, one is going out. The one going out brings in the oxygen and the nutrients. The one going in sends it to the lungs to go and exchange the gases. So anyway, once they go into the blood vessel, the cell gets the oxygen and the food. Now, for that to happen, you need water. The water is the delivery system. Imagine yourself staying by the river and you need to travel from a place to another place. And then you're using boats, other means you're using the river to move. Imagine one day the river has no more water there, it has dried out. Can you move around? Or imagine you still have the boats, but the water is very low. Can your boat move easily, carrying all that load? You're going to have a problem. So similarly, in the body, this is the system, similar system. You need that water getting into the blood system, right? Now, the next one is we have these devices from iTeracare. This is the Pro, this is the Classic, this is the Premium Plus, and this is the Premium, right? Now, all four devices, they are working on this terahertz technology, right? I shall not go into the terahertz technology on the or how the devices work today because we are talking more about water. But basically, as far as water is concerned, what do they do? Now, when you, what do you call that? Use this, for example, you take a drop of blood and you're looking under the microscope. This is what basically you're going to see. Now, this is for people especially where the water content is very low. All right. So the cells become clumped up. They do not have the energy and they are not hydrated. So they have problems moving forward. And when they can't move forward, the pressure builds up because you're pushing now towards the side. And what happens is you get high blood pressure. All right. The higher the viscosity, the higher the pressure. The other thing is the vessels, the blood vessels, they need to be elastic and dilated. Now, when they are not, they are constricted and hardened, they also have a problem allowing the blood to move forward. So this is why as you get older, you find that your pressure keeps building up. But when you drink that water, all right, especially terahertz energy water, it changes things. It brings down the viscosity and then makes the blood vessels elastic and gives you a dilation. And what happens is now the blood flows forward easily and your blood pressure is coming down without any medicine. All right. So we do not want to go on medicine throughout our life. Now, what happens when you drink the charged water? What happens when you use the blower on yourself? Now, what happens is this is how you are before. And once you start using the water and once you start using the blower, this is what you get. So what happens is the cells, they become unclumped. And then you have the energy and then you have the hydration. Now, this brings a lot of nutrients, a lot of oxygen into the system, into your tissues. Immediately you start finding changes. Of course, it takes a bit of time, especially if you have chronic diseases, because you have been accumulating over the years and you don't expect it to go off in just one day. So as you take, it keeps working on you, it changes you. And in 1 year, 98% of your body starts changing. You're going to have a newer version of you. So start drinking that water, the charged water, and you will start seeing the changes. All right. So this is what is going to happen inside your body. Now, what happens when you start changing? You'll find that a lot of things change. The first thing is, now many people talk about supplements. When you talk about recovering, every other person is selling a supplement. Every other person is showing you a supplement. All right. And they're telling you how good that is. But if you ask me, for me, the supplement is number 4. Why? The first thing you need to get into your body is the energy which it doesn't have right now. You can go and test. I've done these experiments and demos over and over again, showing that the water which we are drinking doesn't have the energy. All right. So we'll talk about energy another time. Okay. Now you need to get that energy. The second part is the hydration. Now, what happens is when you drink the normal water, whether it is from the pipe, from the tap, or it is from the filter, or from bottled waters. Now, by research, only 50% is actually working for you. Then the reason is because water is in cluster form. So the bigger clusters have problems entering the cells, only the smaller clusters are going in. So if you're drinking about 2 liters of water a day, only about 1 liter is working for you. And you're wondering, what is happening to me? I am drinking more water. I imagine you're drinking 4 liters, which is quite a lot. Only 2 liters is working for you. All right? So what happens when you use the blowers which I showed you just now, the iTeracare blowers? They break the large clusters into linear clusters. Okay, now the molecules can easily go in. Okay, what it means is basically if you're in a room, there are about 4 or 5 of you trying to go out the door holding hands, this is what you're going to be. But when you let go of the hands and walk in single file, this is what you're going to be, and you can easily walk out the door. Now, similarly, in our body, the cells, they have what's called a water channel. And there's something called aquaporin, which controls the entry of the water. So the water which comes in, it allows water which is about 2 nanometers in size or 4 molecule clusters to easily go in. The rest do not get in and they go down to your stomach. So that is why by research, only 50% is getting into the cell. So what it means is it's going into the cytoplasm. So the cytoplasm needs that water to function. So all the organelles which are functioning in the body, they are in the cytoplasm. There are about 22 or more organelles there. Let me explain about one organelle which is important to you. All right. For example, the mitochondria, which is also residing in the cytoplasm, it needs first the energy, second the hydration, and third the oxygen. So what happens is when you use the device, you get the energy, and then you get the hydration, as I'm showing you now, is easily going in. And when the energy and the hydration gets in, it also is able to pull in the oxygen. Remember the earlier picture I showed you under the microscope? It starts grabbing more oxygen. So now you have also oxygen getting into the cytoplasm. So now the what do you call it? The mitochondria is able to generate more energy for you and vast big amounts of energy. For example, without the oxygen, the energy and the hydration, it might be giving you about 2 ATPs. ATP, by the way, is adenosine triphosphate. The first, way the body gives that energy to you. So it can increase even up to 32 to 34 ATP just by improving the amount of water going in and the oxygen going in and the energy which is there. So what you will find is just by drinking the water which is charged, you're going to find that you have more energy throughout the day. You'll find that things which were not able to do before, you're able to do. You find that you can last longer at night. You can find that you can still concentrate and you are not tired. Things which you used to do where you're tired, now you're not tired. All right? So many people are finding this. And this is also where people who are quite bedridden, having problems waking up and walking, they find that just by drinking and using the blower, things are changing for them. And now they are able to walk. They have the energy to walk. So this is where the science comes in. All right, I hope you have got it. Of course, you can ask me to repeat later if you think that you didn't get what I meant. So just by changing the type of water you're drinking, that means you're using the same water. The water source is the same. either from the bottles, from the tap, or from the filters. Doesn't matter, as long as they are drinkable water. The moment you charge them, immediately they change. They have energy, the water clusters are broken, they have become structured, and the third one is they start getting more oxygen once they are inside your body, able to grab more oxygen. Right? So let's go on. Now let's see again water. Now my suggestion is drink 3 to 4 liters of water daily. Why? Okay. Now, if you see most people, they'll tell you 8 glasses or 9 glasses or whatsoever. But trust me, drinking 3 to 4 liters of water daily is definitely going to change you. And when I say 3 to 4 liters, it is 3 to 4 liters of charged water. Otherwise, you might have to drink 6 to 8 liters, which is almost impossible and could be dangerous for you. Now, if you see here, the skin needs 80% water, the lungs 90%, the muscles 75%, the brain 75%, the bones 24%, and blood 80 to 85%. So what happens is, now if you're running on 50% with normal water, let's say you are drinking 4 liters, you're only getting 2 liters by the 50%, the research which says only 50% is getting into the cells. So which means that you're actually working only on 2 liters of water. Now, what happens when you drink 2 liters of water? Ask yourself, how much water are you drinking? Ask yourself, are you drinking charged water or uncharged water? Now, let me just give a guide. Now, what happens is the body needs about 2 to 2.5 liters of water going into the cells for the basic utilities. Now, what they do is they use that for urine, passing motion, sweating, and breathing. These are the basic utilities which the body needs. Now, if you are not urinating properly, that means the water is below 2.5 liters. So if you next time you go to the loo, look at the color of the urine. If it is a dark yellow, definitely you are not drinking enough water. That means you are even below the 2 to 2.5 level. Why 2.5? Ladies maybe about 2, men about 2.5. All right. So you need that minimum 2 to 2.5, and you need more than that. Why more than that? When you have extra water beyond what the basic utilities need them for, so then they go to your brain, they go to your organs, and they go to your limbs in order of priority. So what it means that the priority in terms of the brain, organs, and the limbs are the worst off. So now you can understand why, as you get older, and if you're not drinking enough water, your limbs are the first ones to suffer. You get the cramps, you have your knees going off, lots of them go for knee replacements, and your problems walking, pain here, pain there, because the least amount of water is going there. The brain is using them for other parts of the body which are more important. So you need to give the body more water where it also reaches the limbs, and things will change. All right. So cramps, one of the reasons is because the muscles are unable to get the water which they need. This is besides the supplements, right? Besides the minerals and the vitamins. Okay, the water needs to be there. Now, another thing is the muscles, if you do work at a faster motion, the intensity is higher, they release what's called lactic acid, right? Especially when you're doing things very fast. And the body and the muscles need that water to bring out that lactic acid. Now, if that lactic acid goes beyond the lactate threshold and is not cleared, they give you cramps. So that is another thing you can look into. And ask yourself, those of you who are having cramps and having the knee problem, how much water are you drinking? Okay, so lungs, let's come to the lungs. The lungs, they need to be wet. Okay, they call them sacs. SACS. These sacs in the lungs need to be wet. Now, if they are wet, the exchange of gases can happen easily. The oxygen comes in easily, the carbon dioxide comes out easily. Now, when the level of water is low, the exchange of gases becomes very poor. And that is why people are now running into problems and wondering why they don't have enough oxygen in the body. The simple fact is that you are not drinking enough. It's that simple, right? The water is, God has given you almost free, right? And that's the cheapest thing, right? It's even cheaper than petrol, okay? But we are willing to pay so much for so many other things, and we never looked into how the water works for us. So start drinking that charged water. Okay, the next thing is this is a human gastrointestinal tract, all right? And this is where water gets absorbed the most. So for many people, you have a problem here because the food you eat, the condition of the gastrointestinal tracts, all right, gives you a problem. So this is also where water is absorbed into your system. Okay. So now if you are having a problem with your gastrointestinal tract, or I'll call it GI tract, then definitely you're going to be in trouble because it is not absorbing easily. So now what happens is you use the blower, start blowing on your GI tract, and you see the changes. The body through the GI tract will start pulling in more water into your system. Okay. Now, what happens when the water is there is enough water? When the water is enough, everything functions well. Your metabolism is good, and everything is fine. But when the water gets low, it sends signals to the body. All right. Once the sense of the water, there's not enough water. Now, what the body does is it does not give you the signal saying you are thirsty. It gives you a signal saying that you're hungry. So, what happens is people start eating instead of drinking. So, the weight goes up. So, the moment you start blowing on this, more water goes in, that signal is cut, it stops. And now you don't eat as much because you feel full. And your metabolism starts going up and you're starting to burn more calories. And many people swear that, by using this, I've reduced my belly fat and I've reduced my weight over a period of time. It'll take about maybe 3 months, but you'll see the changes. All right. And definitely your gut, your stomach, your entire GI tract is going to be working much better. Okay, now this is the entire GI tract, all right? It starts from the mouth onwards. Now let's look at what other things is happening to you. You need to stay hydrated all the time, okay? Drinking enough water can improve concentration and short-term memory by 15%. Imagine your children, your grandchildren, or someone you know, or even you are going to sit for an exam. Just by drinking this charged water, it hydrates you better and your concentration is going to improve by 15% for the exam tomorrow. All right? Even for that, even daily you're going to school is going to help your concentration. So please do give your children, grandkids, whoever is going to college, school, kindergarten, water, and to take the water with them. Now, this water is also the ultimate cleanup crew, right? You have these municipalities where they come and clear your rubbish in your area. Imagine if they do not come for a week, then it's going to be pretty smelly and dirty, with rats running all over. Imagine that same scenario in your body. That's what's going to happen if your cleanup crew in your body doesn't work properly, doesn't function properly. They help to remove the waste products. All right. Now, first of all, they carry away cellular waste. Now, cells have waste too, so they need to be removed. When you do not remove, then the functioning slows down. And then you have toxins which need to be removed through the kidneys. Now, if you do not drink, you do not urine enough. And when you do not urine enough, those toxins are going to remain inside you and create a problem and one kind of disease by itself. And the kidneys, especially the nephrons, are going to be complaining. They are going to curse you, saying that you are supposed to be drinking water to help me clear the kidneys, but you are not doing that. So start drinking, help your kidneys, help your nephrons to clear the toxins. And it flushes waste through sweat. Now, when you talk about sweat, this is also one of the means by which the body removes toxins and waste, right? So first it is through urine, then it is through sweat. And also the liver, it helps to detoxify the body. It also needs the water to help with the detoxification. And the third one is passing motion, right? Just now I was talking about kidneys and the sweat and passing motion. Now, these are the three primary ways by which the body clears the toxins and the waste. Now, if you do not do that, you do not drink enough, and the body senses that there is not enough water in the body for it to pee. Because when you pee, you're bringing out toxins and waste, right? So what it does is, it says, okay, this fella is not drinking enough water. I have a problem removing the waste. So now I have to try some other means. So what they do is they push through the skin. So initially it looks like rashes, and most of the time when people go to the doctor, they look at it as some kind of allergy, and they're giving them allergy medicine. The simple way to treat that is stop that allergy medicine unless you're really having an allergy and drink water. It disappears. Now, if you do not understand what the body is trying to tell you, the rashes, then what it does is it brings out more because now there's more inside the body and becomes boils, dirty blood, right? So it becomes big patches and eventually it could even become psoriasis and eczema. So people who are having psoriasis and eczema, you can ask them, most of the time they're not drinking enough water. So how do you expect the body to clear the toxins and waste? So get them to drink the charged water. You will see that it starts clearing up and then blow from the outside. You will definitely see the changes. Okay. Now, it is also a built-in air conditioner. It controls the temperature of the body, all right? And the body heats up, especially hot weather, exercise, especially for athletes. You need to drink more of the water, but you can't be drink too much because then it's going to stay in the stomach and it's going to disturb the athletes. So by using the charged water, you can drink just the same amount of water, if 1 liter, without having to go to 2 liters, but doing the same amount, double the amount of job. Right now, that 1 liter is working like 2 liters of the normal water. And on top of that, it is going to give you energy. Also, it's going to bring in the oxygen for you. All right. So it helps you to sweat better. So you need that water in the body for the body to sweat and cool you down. Okay, the brain signals the sweat gland saying that, okay, it's too hot in the body, the temperature needs to go down, and you start sweating. And when you sweat, which is mostly water, it appears on the skin, and that helps it to cool you down by evaporation. So that water is playing a big part in you. Don't make the mistake of drinking less. Okay, and it's also a protector and lubricant cushioning your body. All right. First of all, it lubricates for smooth movement. Your joints, maybe we can use the word creaky. It becomes creaky, okay, because the synovial fluid and also whatever thing there is now becoming weakened. All right. So in the spine, especially when there is less water, the strength of the spine goes down. So what happens is your body weight on top of that starts pushing downwards because of gravity, starts pushing on the cushion, and the cushion starts pushing out, and that bulging touches on the nerves, and you start having spinal pain. All right. So, people call it by so many different names, ankylosing spondylitis, and so many other things. But at the end of the day, the very fact is that you are not drinking enough water. Your eyes, you need to keep them moist. Now, people get all kinds of problems. Some of them they say it's dry, and then some of them they say it's tearing. Some of them they call it glaucoma, and then they also call other things. End of the day, if there is enough water, the eyes know how to keep them healthy. They know how to clear what is unwanted. Basically, the muscles have a problem functioning because there's no water in those areas, right? And the nerves, right? Now, digestion. Now, digestion, it helps break down the food. You need to know when to drink. Normally, it's about 20-30 minutes before, and ideally 20-30 minutes after, right? But that water, it is going to help you digest the food better, right? So normally what happens is people tend to drink while eating. Even I myself fall into the same mistake. And, we're also drinking iced water, which makes it even worse, right? So when you give them good water, charged water before your meals, so when you eat, digestion becomes much better. Now, other important functions of water in the body are, first, it forms saliva. When you eat, you need that saliva. They are the first, what do you call it? They have enzymes in the saliva which help to break it down and be used by the body better. Okay, and then it keeps the mucous membrane soft. Whichever is soft in the body, which needs to be soft. For example, the lungs just now, they need to be soft and wet. All right. And then it allows the cells to grow, reproduce, and survive because the water now gets in and helps with the meiosis and mitosis. All right. So you need that water for it to do that. As I said earlier, in about 1 year, 98% of your body is changing. And for that to happen, you need to give it the water which it needs to do these things. Okay? And it lubricates your joints. Okay? When your car is squeaking, we take it to the workshop and then we are putting some oil, the lubricant, and the car is good to go. But what happens for our body, especially the joints? You can't do that. But what happens is the water you drink does that. So start drinking more water, right? And it's also needed by the brain to manufacture hormones and neurotransmitters. Okay? So it needs to get into the brain so that the brain can do that. So the hormones play a big part, especially for women, hormones play a very big part. Just by drinking the correct water, you'll find that your hormones are becoming more balanced. And when you say neurotransmitters, many people say, I have problems moving my hands, I have problems walking. The neurotransmitters are going to work better when you have more water. Okay, now let's talk about more water for a bit. Now, what happens is once you touch around 40 years of age, the enzymes which break the water are becoming lesser. They start diminishing. All right. Now, before 40, the body produces its own enzymes. So you don't really have a problem. So what happens is people, once they touch 40, they find that their problems are bigger than the recovery. So they start saying, I'm getting old. And they start accepting that they're getting old. You don't have to accept. You can age gracefully just by drinking more water. The problem is, most people tell you, when I drink more water, I go to the loo more often, I get to pee more often. So it disturbs my sleep. Now, what happens is the normal water which you are drinking doesn't help you much, right? It doesn't help to regenerate the cells as much. It doesn't help to hydrate the cells. It doesn't give you the energy. So the cells, the tissues in those areas slowly become degenerate. Huh? They degenerate, right? So the functions become lesser and worse. So, for example, the bladder, below the bladder, there are two muscles which you call the upper sphincter muscle and the lower sphincter muscle. So as you grow older and it gets less water because you're worried that the water, you're going to pee more. So then there's less water. What happens? It becomes even worse. So instead of now becoming better, it becomes even worse. So if you drink water, you have to go even faster because now it has no control. But when you drink the charged water, what it does is it has the energy, it can give the hydration and the oxygen to those same muscles, so as the same tissues where they now recover. They get back their elasticity, they get back their dilation, they get back their strength, and now the sphincter muscles can what do you call it, close better and control that bladder from the water coming, I mean, the urine coming out. All right. So what you will see is over a period of time, now you have control over your pee, your urine, and you can drink more water, and it's still okay. It takes a little bit of time, but trust me, you try that, it's going to work for you. But then again, drink the charged water. That will help you because it's as good as, I shouldn't say this in inverted commas, as good as medicine for you. For me, the only medicine is the charged water. I do not take a single drug. All right? So the moment I wake up till I sleep, this is my medicine. I make sure I drink throughout the day. That's number one. Okay, let's see how we drink. Now, you do not have to drink in one whole full bottle at one gulp. No, it doesn't work that way. You just drink about a glass, you sip them. Once you sip, it starts, even just a little bit, even 50 ml, 25 ml is already working on you. So just sip on the one glass as much as you can for that 1 hour, finish that glass. That's all you need to do. And what happens is your energy, your hydration shoots up, goes to a high level, and it remains there for a short while, about an hour. So the next hour, you'll slowly start coming down because your body is using the energy and is using the hydration. It needs to use. So that's where you drink again. So when you drink like that, you're sipping every hour or so, you will find that throughout the day, number one, your energy is high. Two, the hydration is good. Three, the oxygenation is good. Then when you give any nutrition, it starts working on you, and you'll find that your tissues inside, whatever the problem, slowly start recovering. You start becoming better. All right, because now they have a chance to repair themselves. Okay, so there are warning signs of dehydration. You need to listen to your body. Okay, the first one is you might feel fatigue and dizziness. When you have fatigue and dizziness, it's a sign that one of the things is that you are having less water in the body, and you definitely have to start drinking. And if you can charge the water and drink, you don't have to drink as much. 1 to 2 glasses is good. Now, the thirst is an early warning sign. So don't wait until you're thirsty to drink. Whenever you are around your glass of water, just take a few sips. Don't let that thirst come to you. When you are thirsty, it means the dehydration is on a higher side, right? It's going towards 1 to 2%. All right. Now, headaches. Part of the reason why people have headaches is because there is less water in the body and the blood has a problem reaching your head because the viscosity is high, right? So drink water and then blow in those areas near your head and on your head, and you'll find that it changes. The other sure sign is dark yellow urine. I don't know how many people actually look at the urine when they urine, but probably next time have a look. Now, if you look at the urine, it is yellow, it is a sure sign that you are dehydrated. So I have experimented, so I can tell you offhand, if you are drinking normal water, it takes a lot of water to bring it back to what it should be, white with a tinge of yellow. But when you use the charged water, half the time, just a few glasses, you're back to normal. Your hydration is back to normal. So try that next time your urine is yellow. Quickly charge and drink the water. And then when you go and pee next, look at it, you'll be definitely changing already. And then the dry skin and mouth. All right, the dry skin and mouth is another sign, especially the lips. You can see like white, crinkled skin coming off it. Those are sure signs. And then confusion or irritability. You can easily get angry and then a little bit confused. About how things are. You know, as you grow older, the many people will be telling you, I forgot where my key was. I know I left it here, but somehow I cannot find it. And then when your son or daughter comes, Ma, it's just here. Have you gone through that? So these are all signs of confusion where the water plays a part, right? Now, how much water do you need? Okay, it's just a guide. What is the general rule? The general rule is, of course, you have been seeing a lot of things, 8 cups a day, 8 glasses a day, and then going by weight, you have a common denominator, you multiply by that. Now, forget all that for the time being. Just work on 3 to 4 liters of charged water a day. Now, what you do is you don't have to immediately go up to 3 liters. Work from where you are, but slowly start increasing till you reach a minimum of 3 liters. Anything more is a bonus. Those 3 liters is definitely going to change you. Now, what most people are doing now is they buy a Tupperware bottle, plastic bottle, where they store about 2 to 3 liters and they finish that by the end of the day. All right, it's a general guide for them. And you can see that they are changed now. They don't have any new diseases, they don't have new problems, and the old problems are slowly going off. And you'll find that their skin is glowing. You find that not only the skin is glowing, they're looking better. So drinking the terahertz water is making women more beautiful and the men more handsome. Trust me on that. If you have seen your friend 1 year ago, and if so happens he has been using this water, if you see him again today or ask him to send a picture, it's definitely going to be different. Right? And another approach is drink even before thirsty. Don't wait to be thirsty before you drink, because when you're thirsty, the hydration has gone down. It's already into dehydration. Okay? And increase when, first of all, you're exercising. You have to drink more because you're sweating more and the muscles need more, right? And the organs, they need the cells, they need that. All right. So in the cells, the cytoplasm, the mitochondria, it needs more water to produce more ATP even faster. Okay. And then in hot weather. Now in Malaysia, practically every day is a hot weather. Now, of course, in some countries, I went to Kenya. Many people say Africa is hot. But when I went to Kenya, the weather was so cool and nice and even better than Malaysia. Right? So I don't know whether it lasts the whole year round, but the humidity, of course, is higher. So you still need to drink. All right. So in countries where you have hot water, the humidity is high, you definitely need to drink more, because even while standing, you're losing water. Okay. And then especially when you're sick or feverish. Okay. When you're sick or feverish, the body increases the temperature of the body, because it is designed in such a way that that increase in temperature helps with the fever to bring down and make things happen inside. So with the charged water, when you start drinking and then you blow on the area where it helps with the immune system, you'll find that you are becoming better so fast, very fast. You're recovering from all the problems. All right? Okay. And then for pregnant and breastfeeding ladies, when you're pregnant, it's just not one body, it's more than a body. So the other body also needs that water. And then when you are breastfeeding, you need that extra water for the milk. All right? So you definitely have to have more water. And the charged water is definitely going to help you. And the milk is going to be even better. And while you're pregnant, the charge, hydration, and the more oxygen is definitely going to help the child in your womb. Right. Now, what are the benefits of good hydration? Okay, we can feel the difference. You have better concentration and focus, more energy throughout the day, healthier skin, improved physical performance, better digestion, stronger immune system. People who are drinking this water, even just by drinking the water, they're telling you that it's been a long time since I went to the doctor. I hardly get sick, right? And then when you ask them, how come this time you got sick? Oh, I stopped drinking. I actually forgot because I was a little bit busy and I forgot to drink. And then they become sick. So keep that immune system high. Keep drinking. Do not stop, right? And hydration tips. Charge your water with iTeracare blowers. It just takes a minute for you. Not only you drink, give the entire family. Let everybody be healthy. And then if you see sick people outside, you have your friends, relatives, give them, share. This is love. This is care. This is something which is free. Share with them. You don't lose anything. All right? Carry a reusable water bottle. You're always having that water to drink whenever you want. Even now, as I sit here, I have a mug of water with me. And add fruit slices for flavor if you think that it's so bland, tasteless. Okay? Just a slice will do, probably a lemon slice. And then eat water-rich foods like fruits and vegetable. Also, that will also help to increase because the fruits and the vegetable, they have energy in them. They are natural. They are natural food. People are eating so much processed food, they're not getting that energy. Now, these fruits and vegetable have the energy which the body wants. People used to live long ago just on fruits and vegetable, and they were perfectly okay. All right. Now, our problem is first, the water doesn't have the energy and is cluster form. Secondly, the food is mostly processed food. Think of the food you're eating. What kind of food are you eating now? You will know, right? And drink before, during, and after exercise so that you maintain the hydration in the body. Okay? And blow your body regularly with the iTeracare blowers. Why? Because when you blow, the water in the body, they become charged, the clusters are broken, and they easily go into the tissues, especially the cells, into the cytoplasm, and they work for you, bringing changes for you. Even if you don't have a problem, make it a regular habit. If you're watching the television, a drama will take you about 30 minutes, probably, a serial. And that 30 minutes, when you blow for yourself, you've done something good for yourself. All right? Okay. So, any questions? Thank you. May?
Wow, amazing sharing. Dato. Everyone is mesmerized, I think. This is very powerful, and I know a lot of us picked up, valuable insights from your sharing. Thank you very much for that. Now, most of us for sure knows, more than what we previously know, and I think more of us will come to appreciate our iTerra care. Now,
You
at this
know,
point,
May,
okay,
if
go
I
ahead.
may say so, many people have the device. Unfortunately, they did not know that just by charging the water, their life is going to be changed. And not only their life is going to be changed, they can change the lives of others around them. the loved ones, all right? Just by drinking charged water, it changes them,
Yeah.
all right? So another thing
Yeah.
is, if I may add, many people are going to tell you when you are going to blow for them for some therapy, please drink 2 glasses of water or 1 or 2 glasses before, 1 or 2 glasses after. Have you heard that?
1 to 2.
Now
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, if you have the device, why are you drinking only 2 before and 2 after? You should be
Yes.
drinking the whole
The
day, from
whole
morning
day.
till night. The 2 glasses is for people who do not have the device and you're helping them with the therapy. For those people, you give the 2 before and after.
True.
All right?
Yes. Yes, thank
Okay.
you very much for that input. Okay, at this point, we would love to hear from you, our audience. If you have any questions, if you have clarification from Dato Soma, this is the perfect time to ask because sometimes you are going to ask another upline, another member, and you got to get, you know, answers that is not really that accurate. So no one can really answer your questions now, but Dato Soma. Okay, so maybe wait, I got something in the chat box. Okay, I found one question here.
How long does
And
charge
she
water?
is yes, okay. So from the chat box, she is asking, okay, for example, my charged water bottle is almost finished, but I don't have the blower with me. If I refill with uncharged water, does it lose its charge?
Okay, I actually did an experiment. I have the video, it's just that I have not uploaded. I quite forgot to upload. Now, what I did was I took 4 glasses of water. One is full of charged water. One is 3/4, one is half, one is quarter, and of charged water. And I added the water which is not charged to this. That means 3/4 of uncharged, half uncharged, and quarter uncharged to that water. And what I found out was that when you add water, it doesn't work as well. So do not add uncharged water to charged water. There are some people who are saying that you can add, it doesn't work that way. Use the fully charged water for maximum benefit.
Okay, so that's clear, ha. For maximum benefit, do not add uncharged water to that previously charged water. Otherwise, you're just wasting the previously charged water. Anyway, okay, next question is if a cold charged water is mixed with hot uncharged, does it have the same energy?
It's the same as what I
So,
mentioned. One is charged, one is uncharged. So it comes to the
okay,
same thing.
so we cannot mix. We cannot mix. So,
The, the
contrary
idea
to
the
that
idea
question,
is charged and uncharged, you do not mix,
don't
whether it's hot
mix.
or cold.
Okay. How about Dato? How about you charge it and then you boiled it for your coffee, for your tea, but it's
Okay.
charged.
Okay. Once you have charged the water, you can put it in the fridge. Agudo Abundia is asking. So you can put it in the fridge. You can also heat the water and you can also mix your coffee and tea. It's fine.
Okay, so that is fine. So
And you can
coming
use
from
for
him, the answer.
cooking as well.
Okay, that's good. Okay, how long that we are going to charge 3 liters of water? And why can we blow a soda?
Okay, the first thing is the 3 liters. I have tested on five up to 5 liters because after 5 liters, it becomes too heavy for the ladies. All right, it becomes too heavy for the ladies. So up to 5 liters is fine for them. Now, a minimum of 1 minute does the job. Anything more, satisfy yourself. Even if you charge 2 minutes, make yourself happy. All right? The
Okay,
important thing
as
is
long
that
as
you
you
must be
wish.
happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So, what is the proper way to want the water, Dato? There are some photos that are circulating in Prive. Some are charging it from the top of the pitcher. Some are on the sides. So which one is better and which one is effective?
Now, let's say I have I take a simple bottle here. I don't have any other bottles with me. Okay, I use this. Now, when you are blowing from the side, Now, a lot of Americans and Europeans like to do this. I've seen some Filipinos also doing this. It's a habit where you leave it, you start doing other things. If you look at it now, only half of it now is going to be charged. Now, if the water is full, you're charging a minimum of 1 minute. Assume that half of it is 1 minute. So if the water is moving, it takes 30 seconds to move around. So you're actually charging only 30 seconds for the entire water, supposing that they're moving around. That's number one. Number two is they will also tell you, please do not use plastic or plastic bottles, because when you're charging like this, you're heating up the plastic. So then you have leaching of the chemicals into the water. So it's not good. But then again, the same plastic, now you open the cover, the top, and you're charging from the top. Now, when you are charging from the top gets a little bit heated, but then it doesn't touch the water. So there's no leaching there. So just the top for a short while, just a minute, and then it cools down. So it's so much safer, or is as good as, it doesn't affect you if you charge it this way. And what it does is it charges the entire area instead of just half of it. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, okay. That's
Yes.
well noted, Dato. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
explaining that. And then after charging the water, how long does charged water last?
Okay. Now, normally what I do is I tell them 6 months. Okay.
6 months.
6 months, which is way too good for everyone. 6 months is already very good. But I have a bottle of water which I keep in the office. I charged it on the 27th of July. No, sorry, 7th of July 2023. And I take it out every month to test it. The last I tested was about a day or two ago, and it's still working,
Wow,
right? But you
that's
don't have to keep
amazing.
that long.
Of
So,
course.
so I normally say 6 months, which is way too good. But for the
Okay.
benefit of the people here, so you know how it works.
Okay, from Dato Soma, it can last until 6 months, but it's always better to drink freshly,
Yes.
freshly
Do not keep for six
iTeracare
months before
structured
you drink.
water. Of
Do not keep for
course.
6 months before you drink.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right.
Can
And
we charge water? Okay, this was answered already. No charging, please, in plastic containers. How about metal? Same thing, right,
okay,
Dato?
okay. Now you can use uh, any kind of material to store the water except metal. Doesn't matter what kind of metal. If they are metal, please do not store in them. The reason being, the metal removes the energy. And by the time you want to drink, there's no more energy in the container. All right. So you can transfer the water. It's not a problem to
Okay.
any container you want. Like what I do is I have a container which is plastic, a big one. I charge the water, and then I put it into small bottles and put it in the refrigerator. So whenever I'm thirsty, I just take out one bottle and drink from there. So you can do that. It's not a problem. It's just that make sure it's not metal. Okay? The metal removes the energy.
Okay, so that's clear po, Sir Mr. Agudo. We cannot store our water in a metal container. But you
Uh,
can, after charging, you can transfer into any like plastic containers. That's
no
okay.
problem. Yes. You
Yes.
know, some people, when they come for this training, they bring these small flasks where the
Mm-hmm.
inside is metal. So after, let's say, from morning till afternoon, we just want to see how it is. So I get the flask from them, and they say that they charge the water and put it in before they left for the training. And when we test them, there is no more energy there because the metal has taken it away.
Okay. Okay, so it is just wise not to put your water in metal containers. Okay, and
Yeah.
one question here, how about water using the oxy tap? Which is better, charged water or infused water from oxy tap?
You see, there are two different things. When you use the charged water, it plays a big part in your body to give the energy and the hydration. And together with the energy and the hydration comes oxygenation. Now it's able to bring in more oxygen. But then now you want more oxygen than what is already there. So that's when you start using oxytab and you get much more oxygen than it was available to you. Now, if you ask the scientist, the founder of the oxytab, he will also tell you use charged water to infuse the oxygen, and it's even better. Okay.
So if they have this oxytap, then of course, well and good, they
Yes.
can always
Hmm.
use.
They
Okay.
have so much more oxygen in the body
Yes,
where the
additional.
body can tap into and do a lot of things.
So if
Yes.
I may add also using the hydrogen water, please structure it first before putting it into our hydrogen bottles. Just the same with our oxytap. You have to structure it first. Okay, another question that what happened if a person is overhydrated? What will be the right volume of water for a person with cardiomegaly, 80 years old, male, overweight? I think he is like taking 4 liters of charged water safe for him? Cardiomegaly.
3 to 4 liters of charged water is generally safe. Now, beyond that, it depends on the person, the size of the person, the activities he's doing, and too much water. You can know when you urine, the color of the urine is completely white. That means he's overhydrated. So it's not good because then it can affect you.
Yes, and I think that also depends on the fluid consumption that is prescribed by the doctor. Because this one is cardiomegaly, we are
Yeah.
limited. Heart patients are limited to
Heart
1.5 to 2.
patients
Yes.
with CKD,
Yes, CKD.
chronic.
They are
So,
limited. Yes. So
yes.
you have to ask po, Ma'am Mary, you have to ask the doctor whatever fluid limitations your patient has because you might have water intoxication as well. So we don't
Not
want that.
really. One is water intoxication. The other is because their kidneys are not functioning well, their cells
Yes.
are not functioning well. So they could have swollen feet and other problems related to that because of their condition. It's not because of they cannot, but because of their condition.
Yes.
So be
Okay. If
so must be
okay.
yeah must be
If you
wary
use
of that.
charge,
Yeah.
okay, yes. If you use charged water and oxytap with it, will it double the effect? Yes, this was already answered, Melissa. Yes, the answer is yes. If you can, go for it.
Go
Okay,
for it.
from Mr. Mark Soriano, won't the radiation of the refrigerator affect the charged water, Dato?
Well, people have been using refrigerators until from don't know when until now, and they don't talk about radiation. So this water being inside there is not going to change things. In
Okay,
fact,
so
that
it's very
water when
safe.
you drink that water is going to help you. What I would be more afraid of is using microwaves.
Okay,
Microwaves are even more dangerous than refrigerators. But
okay.
people still
Yes, I
use
think.
them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so can we transfer the charged water to metal container? It was already answered. It says no.
No.
And can we put inside the fridge? Yes. After
Yes.
charging my water in a glass bottle, can I transfer it in a container? Yes.
What
Okay.
container?
Plastic container, he said.
Fine.
No
But make
problem.
sure the plastic is of some good quality, not too
Yes,
bad.
yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. As long as you're charging it in glass, no problem.
No problem.
Transferring it after, no problem. Okay.
Yes.
How about the metal container with quantum energy?
Okay, now what exactly are you trying to get now? The quantum energy or the terahertz energy? What is your focus now? Okay, the
Mr. Mark,
quantum.
maybe you can answer.
If he wants the quantum energy and he has a metal container, stick to that. If you want the terahertz energy, change the container, not metal. As simple as
Okay,
that.
amazing. Amazing. Okay. How can we test the water ourselves, Dato?
Very simple, the energy test. All you have to do is ask somebody to stand, put out the hand, And
The
oh,
strength
sorry.
test.
The strength test, exactly.
Oh,
So you sort of like, just a moment. I pulled out my earplugs. So when you have the hand there and you have another person pressing on that, you find that the resistance, when they are resisting, if the water is charged and is working for you, the resistance is totally different. It's a simple test, so without even using any machine, because the
mhm.
machines are going to be costly.
Yes, no gadgets needed. You just do the
Yes,
strength test to prove that your water got energy. Okay,
energy.
that's
Correct.
great. That's great.
Mm.
Can you charge the juice?
Yes, as long as it's a fluid. Now, talking
Oh,
about juice, you can even buy a bottle of oil and charge the oil before you use it for frying. And you find your fish frying faster and taking less oil.
wow, amazing. Okay, we can try that. The moms over here who's
Yeah.
cooking for their family, we can try that, diba?
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. Any other questions so that we can wrap up? It's already 9:49. Any more questions or any sharing if you want from the audience? Wala, no more?
All
Amazing
good.
presentation, Dato. This is really good. I think they all learned a lot because I myself learned a lot. I have been with Prive and using iTeracare for past 2 years, but I'm still learning from you. And this has been a dream. You and me in one frame together. Wow. Amazing. Thanks to Mugi. Okay, so if there's no more questions, we love to say
There's
goodbye to
there's
everyone.
one question by Rita Magno.
Okay. Wait, let me check. Okay, Ma'am Rita Magno. Okay. Oh, still got time. How long is the best time? Okay, Ma'am Rita, I'm so sorry, but I have fluctuating internet. Okay. Uh-huh. Which goes first? Charging the water or oxytap? We already answered po. It should be iTeracare charging first before oxytap or before hydrogen water, just the same.
You see,
And
it's better to charge first because then it remains, whereas the
yes.
oxygen can be displaced and hydrogen
Yes.
is even worse, much faster. So it's better to put hydrogen last.
Dato, can we charge wine?
Why not? But the
Oh,
taste
good.
might differ.
Oh, why not? So maybe no, you won't get easily drunk. Who knows?
I have done a small experiment actually. Now,
Mm-hmm.
people who are taking whiskey, what we did was we gave one group, without them knowing, normal water, and the other group glasses of charged water. And we found that the people using the charged water, it took longer for them to get intoxicated. And secondly, the next day, there was not much of a hangover.
Yes, I believe that because I also got an experiment here in BPO. Like early in the morning, I found them like sitting there on the gutters of the street and they are drinking this beer. And then I
Hmm.
said, okay, never mind. You got another shift. You drink this charged water. And then they said, hey, what is that you gave us? We don't have any hangover.
Hangover.
Amazing, amazing.
Amazing.
Okay, from Zubair, can you explain the test again to check charge water? Once
Okay,
again, Dato.
basically you're standing straight. You're having your left hand on the slightly left side of your tummy here, something here. And then the right side is, let's say, coming up like this, straight. And then you have another person who's standing, perpendicular to you. And you're using two fingers with the hand straight. You're pressing down slowly. And what is that? What do you call that? Initially, you'll find that it goes down easily. There's no resistance, much of a resistance. But after you have used it, you find that the resistance has exponentially increased. Okay, another thing I wish to share here, if you don't mind, hopefully not many have left. There are many, what do you call that, devices now on the market. And there are people who also ask, it's so much cheaper, can I buy? So I tell them, this is a democratic country, the money is yours, you're free to buy. But whatever comes with it is your own responsibility, right? You have to accept it. Now, what happens is, as I showed just now, this is the tube. Now, this tube is specially made in Prive, right? In Deshang. And what do you call that? It is melted with the minerals from Earth, Mother Earth, and the crystals over a period of time, and you get this tube. Now, what's happening is outside there, they're using a similar kind of tube, which is basically glass with a chip attached to it. So the terahertz is supposed to come from there. Now, what's happening is, from what I know, many people who have used between 1 to 3 months, it starts going faulty. And then you also, at the same time, what happens is, what do you call it? They're having fever, they become feverish, and gives them problems. And the other one is like in my own auntie, she had this stroke in January. I only knew about it in March. I went and saw her. Now, what happened was she had a device which looked similar to the iTeracare. So I said, hey, it's good. You should be using it. Then I had a look at it. It was not from iTeracare. It was from somewhere else. And I asked her, where did you get it? She said the son bought it for her online for Ringgit Malaysia 150. So I did the test for her. I charged the water, I blew the thing and showed her that there is no energy there. Then I took mine, I went and got mine and I showed her the difference. And you know what happened? She has been blowing for 3 months and the lips were up and she was talking very softly. She had problems walking. The moment I left it with her, after 3 months of using that, the moment I left it with her, and the next day I visited her, this has come back to normal. It's no
Wow.
more. Yes. And also, she's stronger now, and she's talking is stronger, right? It changed her. So I told her, look, this is what happened to you. So now she
Amazing.
knows.
Yes, amazing. So we must refrain from getting all these things online. Get from the legitimate distributors. Anyway, last question for the night.
Yeah.
What is the distance of the wand above the surface of the water?
Okay, like for example, this is the a glass, let's say. Now you want to get it as close as possible without the water flying out. All right. So you set the speed to
Mm,
reasonable speed where you're able to
okay.
control the water not coming out. And if you
Yes.
go too close, this
It
switches
was
off because now it is pushing back inside
the
and
air.
it shuts off. So
Mm,
about this distance, for 4 or 5 cm will be just good. You
mm-mm.
don't want to go too far, right?
Yes,
As
it's
close
too
as
far.
possible where it's not causing you a problem. Okay?
Okay, I hope everyone will learn more and will apply what they learned tonight. Okay. So thank you very much everyone. It's already 10 o'clock. Thank you everyone for those questions and sharing. It really made tonight's deep dive richer and more interactive. I'm surprised. Okay, and of course a big thank you again Dato Soma for your
Thank you.
time
Thank you
and your
so much.
wisdom. Before we officially close, I have an assignment from Mugi. Let's capture this moment together. May I invite everyone to please turn on your cameras and put on your best smile. Sige, let's document this night. Okay, so okay, you can put like this, our number one sign, and then I'll take a screenshot. Ready? Smile. One, two, three. Okay, let me paste that first. Okay, wait. Aha. Okay, another one. Another one. Huh? Okay, one, two, three, smile. Okay, and I think we still have page three. Wait, hold on. Okay, enter. And last one. Uh, okay, one more. Ready? One, two, three, smile. Okay, ayan. Thank you very much po. For those who tuned in until we ended our session, And we hope that you learned a lot from Dato Soma. And we want to invite you again next Tuesday, another topic to learn. And then, yes, this one runs every Tuesday, so different topics. So we hope that we will still see you on next Tuesday's learning. Okay, so thank you once again for joining us tonight. So iTeracare is not just a device; it's a tool that can truly work with us, even if we use it like on our water, whatever it is, but we use it consistently, understand, and with the right guidance, it can really work wonders in our body. Okay, so good night, everyone. See you again on Tuesday. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
May. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dato.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Doc. Thank
po.
you, Miss May.
Thank you
Thank
po.
you.